Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. So today we are going to make these snowflake coasters. You can also use them as Christmas tree ornaments, and you can also convert them into decorations. This is a very easy pattern and you can make a number of these in a very short period of time. So they make for great Christmas gifts. You can make a set of coasters in similar designs, or you can, like here I've used the golden yarn at the center in one of it, and in the other one I have used it at the border. So you can either use the golden yarn or you can skip that totally. So in the yarn and the hook size details are available in the description. So here we are starting off by making a magic ring, and then we are going to chain 2. So you can chain 1 first and then remove the ring from your finger and take the twisted yarn out of the ring, and then now you can make the second chain, and then into the magic ring we will be making 12 double crochets. So for this round, the chain 2 that we made at the beginning of this round will not be considered as a double crochet. So we'll be making the 12 double crochets after the chain 2. So those are the stitches that are going to be considered here. Once we are done with the 12 double crochets, pull the tail yarn and close the magic ring. Now we are going to make a slip stitch on top of our first double crochet. So this is the last top chain of the first double crochet. We're making a slip stitch here, and after making a slip stitch we're going to chain 2 again. So this chain 2 again will not be considered for this round. We're going to make 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. So we'll be considering like the first stitch as having 2 double crochets. Now into the next stitch again we're going to make 2 more double crochets. So we'll be repeating this pattern. So the pattern for this round will be 2 double crochets in each of the stitch. So you can also say we are making an increase in each of the stitch. So by the end of this round you should have a total of 24 double crochets. So here we are here we are almost at the end of the round, and we are making 2 double crochets in each of the stitches. And once we make the 2 double crochets in the last stitch, we are going to make a slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet. So this is the top stitch of our first double crochet. I'm going to insert a hook, pull through, and then pull through the loop again. So this is round 3, and we're going to start off with a chain 2, and here to chain 2 is not going to be considered as a stitch. And in this third round, if you want, you can include the golden yarn. So I have a size 10 golden yarn here. So I will teach you how to include the yarn, because we are going for this particular snowflake we are going to use it for the last row. So the method will be same if you would like to add the golden yarn in the third round also. So we are going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and since we are not considering the chain 2, so the first stitch we are making 2 double crochets. Into the second stitch we are making 1 double crochet. Again into the next stitch we will be making 2 double crochets. So here we are making one increase in the first stitch and one double crochet in the next stitch. So we will repeat this pattern till the end of the round, and by the end of the round we should have a total of 36 double crochets. So here we have reached the end of the third round, and by the end of the round we will go and make a slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet. So after making the slip stitch, we have this flat circle here. Now we will be making a chain of 2, but for this round the chain of 2 is considered as our first double crochet. So into the same stitch we are going to make 2 more double crochets. So now for the first stitch we have made 3 double crochets into the first stitch, because we are considering the chain of 2 also as a double crochet. Now skip the next stitch and into the other stitch make 1 double crochet, then make a chain of 2 and make 1 more double crochet into the same stitch. Now skip the next stitch and into the next stitch you are going to make 3 double crochets in the same stitch. This is the first double crochet, the second double crochet, and the third double crochet. So we will repeat this pattern till the end of the round. So what we are doing basically is we're making 3 double crochets, skipping 1 stitch, and into the next stitch we're making 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 more double crochet, and then again we are skipping 1 more stitch, and again into the next stitch we are making 3 double crochets. So repeat this pattern till the end of the round. So here we are at the end of the round, and after skipping a stitch into the next stitch we are making our 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the same stitch, and then there will be 1 stitch in between. We are going to skip that, and then we have the chain 2, which is also acting as a first double crochet. Now since this is acting as a first double crochet, we are going to now make a slip stitch to the second chain. So into the second chain make insert your hook into the top 2 loops and then pull through it, and then make a slip stitch. So as I said, we will be including our golden yarn into the last round. So this is just an optional step. If you would like to keep your snowflake only white, you need not add this golden yarn. So I'm making a slip knot with this golden yarn. This is a size 10, very thin golden color yarn. So into the loop of the slip knot, I'm going to first pull in the white yarn and then take my hook out, and then now pull the loop of the golden yarn. Now I'm going to combine the golden and the white yarn together, and I'm going to make the gold yarn a bit tight, and then I'm going to combine both the yarns together and consider it as a single yarn. The tail yarn that is hanging out for the golden yarn, you can hold it in such a way that while we make our crochet stitches, it gets hidden under it. So we're going to make a first SC in a single crochet in the same stitch as the slip stitch, and now into the second stitch we're going to make one single crochet, then we are going to make a chain of 3, and then we are going to make a slip stitch on the first chain. So this is called as a chain 3 picot, and into the same stitch again we are going to make one more single crochet. Now moving on to the next stitch, we are just going to make one single crochet in it. So the stitch which is right after the 3 double crochets, we are going to skip this stitch, and into the chain 2 space we are going to make our next few stitches. So our first stitch is a single crochet, the next stitch is a half double crochet. Following this we are going to make one double crochet, and on top of the double crochet we are going to make our first chain 3 picot. So chain 3, and into the first chain make a slip stitch. Now chain 3 again, this is the second picot, and into the first stitch make a slip stitch. So insert hook into the first stitch and make a slip stitch. Now again chain 3 again, this is the third picot, and into the first chain insert a hook and make a slip stitch. Now we have 3 picots or pointy edges. Now go to the base stitch and you'll have these 2 loops available here. So make a slip stitch there again. So after this make a half double crochet and then make a single crochet. So we have this pattern here. So the next stitch here we are not going to skip it like we did just before the pattern. So into the immediate next stitch we are going to make our first single crochet, then into the next stitch we are going to make our one single crochet, chain 3 picot, that is chain 3 and slip stitch to the first chain, and make one more single crochet in the same stitch. Make one single crochet after this into the next stitch and skip the stitch right after this, and into the chain 3 space we are going to make our pattern, in which we are going to first make one single crochet, then one half double crochet, one double crochet, and on top of the double crochet we are going to make 3 of chain 3 picots. So 3 of the picots, and all those picots will be connected at the base. So So this is the first picot. Then make the second picot and again slip stitch at the base. Make the third picot and slip stitch at the first stitch or the base of it, and then connect all the three into the base or top of the double crochet. There will be 2 loops available. Insert your hook into the 2 loops and then make a slip stitch. Then on the other side make 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. So after working in the chain 2 space, we are not going to skip any stitches after this. So always keep in mind that before working in the chain 2 space we had skipped the stitch, but right after finishing our pattern in the chain 2 space we are not going to skip any stitch. So repeat this pattern till the end of this round. So at the end of the round we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch, which is a single crochet. So we are just going to put our hook into the first single crochet, make a slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 1 and pull the yarn tight, and then we are going to trim off the tail yarn. So pull it tight so that it's secure, then trim off the tail yarn. So here our snowflake pattern is almost complete. We have 2 tail yarns hanging out, one at the end and one at the center of the magic ring. So we need to use a smaller hook, or we can use a needle to crochet in the tail yarn into the existing stitches. So once you have crocheted it in a few times and you feel that the yarn is hidden and is secure enough, you can trim it off. So similarly do that with the other tail yarn also. So you can stiffen the coasters using stiffening spray or using starch, and you can change the um, pattern of adding the golden yarn, so you can either skip that or you can add the golden or any other color yarn in any of the rounds to give it a different kind of look. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please do subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever a new video is out, and give me a thumbs up if this video was useful to you. Thank you very much for watching, and everybody have a good day.